I don't know if the microphone on the camera can pick this up or not, but there's definitely an owl. There, he just made his call. Good morning, everyone. Here it is, the start of day 2. I am toasty and cozy in my sleeping bag and my hammock right now. But before we get started with the day, I wanted to show you this. The view from my hammock. Not too bad to wake up to that. The sun's just starting to come up. There's a little pinky orangish clouds floating above. It's chilly, but it feels really nice. Fresh mountain air. And I think I hear the other guys stirring up there. Let's get started. Get this day started. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Really couldn't have had a more comfortable night of sleep last night. It was just beautiful, beautiful night. Heard an owl in the middle of the night. The owl was keeping you awake?
Yeah. At one point. Not for a while.
I couldn't identify. Couldn't figure out what kind of owl that was. I'm sorry to say, guys, this is not the proper way to hang a bear bag. Like, about 7 feet off the ground. Time to get a little brew going on here. I got this fancy Manuka honey. Meg got this for me too. She really helped me out with this trip. It's an interesting honey pack, how it splits in the middle and then you squeeze it out. The fire looks like it needs a little help, huh?
Steel cut oats and some fruit that Shane provided. Try to loosen up the oatmeal a little bit.
Is that rehydrating?
I like to drink it a little bit. Yeah, I think that will. I'll let that sit.
Yeah. Cup of coffee. So you went with the homemade tea bag, or it is tea?
No, that's actually
it is
a real tea bag there.
I got some tea going on over here, and I'm gonna do a little bit of muesli and some more of that freeze-dried fruit, and I think I have shelf-stable organic whole milk. I love this stuff. That is nice to have a hot drink in the morning. Hey, Dave, can you grab that bowl for me, please?
Stiff.
Your honey is very... Wow. It's like paste. You could add this to your MRE if you want. I don't know if that would work. I'm probably going to need that some more later on. And like I said, I love this.
I was going to save the breakfast MRE for tomorrow. What were you playing?
For tomorrow, doing flapjacks.
Oh, maybe I should do it today then.
We got those country ham slices, so you can cook those up for breakfast someday.
So should I do my MRE today?
Apparently the makers of these MREs were Seinfeld fans, because what do we have? A muffin top. That's so funny. Let's see what this thing looks like. Top of the muffin to you. Very crumbly. You need to get your plate out.
Pretty good together though. Pretty much.
The muffin top.
That does look like a muffin top.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some of that.
Once more. Looks like has it got nuts in it?
What, banana nut?
That's not bad at all.
That's actually really good. Nice work, MRE makers. You did a good job on that one. Breakfast around camp. How you guys doing this morning?
Bangin'.
How you doing, Andy?
I'm great. Fantastic.
Can't really ask for much more than what we have right here, right?
We need.
Well, the sun is fully up now. We got our camp up and running, and we're off to the start of a beautiful day. I thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about my sleep system that I have here, because I really love it. This is the Mosquito Hammock brand hammock. It's the Jungle Hammock. Comes with the matching fly and the hammock itself. It's got a zip-up mosquito net, although I really didn't need that last night. We didn't have many bugs at all, but that's really a good thing to have, to know when you're in here no bugs can get to you. And it has the matching fly, which I have folded back right now because it was such a nice night last night. I didn't really even need it. I also have my sleeping bag in here. I don't use an underquilt, which I know is popular with hammock camping, but I do have a sleeping pad inside of here. And what's cool about the mosquito hammock is it's got 2 layers. So it's got like a separate area in the bottom for the pad, which keeps it from sliding around. I also have just 2 real simple micro ropes with a little toggle on them for hanging this. And I found a really good spot right here. If some of you guys watch my gear loadout video for this trip, you might have noticed that I actually am using a different sleeping bag than the one I said I was going to use. The one I said I was going to use was a Slumberjack bag. This one is a Recon Gen 2. This is actually an Australian military bag. I wasn't going to bring it because it's not as warm as the Slumberjack, but it actually is milder than we thought it was going to be out here. It's pretty nice right now, and it did get cold last night, but it didn't get super cold. This is another one of my favorite pieces of sleeping gear. The cocoon pillow. Some people don't really need a good pillow when they're out backpacking, but I do. And this thing folds down super small, super light. That's it when it's fully folded up. It's a cocoon hyperlight travel pillow. Love this thing. It's good to think about safety when you're in your camp in the middle of the night. So when I set up my place to sleep at night, I always keep a couple of things handy. In this area, we're in black bear country, so that's really the only thing you have to worry about at night. I always keep a good survival knife nearby, can of bear mace. I have a couple of headlamps. But actually, I think one of the most important things is to have is a whistle. Most black bears spook very easily. So if one of them comes into the camps, there's a good chance that if I just blow on this whistle really hard, it makes a very loud noise, it would just scare them off. But I have the means to defend myself if I have to. Something good to think about when you're in the bush. Right now, I'm just airing out all my gear before I put it away. After sleeping on it all night, it gets a little clammy, so it's nice to air it out before you pack it away in dry sacks. Especially on a multi-night trip like this, where I'm going to have to use this gear again tonight. I have to make sure everything gets put away the right way and in the right order so that when I need it, it's on top. That's actually, to me, one of the fun, challenging parts about doing these multi-night backpacking trips, is that you have to kind of think about your gear and how the fact that you're not going home tonight, you can't just throw it in the laundry. You got to keep it organized and in good shape because you need it night after night. I actually really enjoy it. It's kind of neat to think that your comfort and safety every night is in your own hands, and it feels good to provide yourself with that comfort and safety and enjoy being out here. I like it. One of the things I really love about this Recon bag is that it folds up really small. And I think that's mainly because it has this compression sack built in. It's a pretty small package. One of the other keys to having your camp be convenient to set up and tear down is to have quick release knots. In fact, right here I didn't even use a knot. I just used a toggle. Just a little piece of wood that I stick in there. This stick used to spread out the mosquito net. Yet again, another toggle up here. Another one over here. All quick release. And then when I'm done with my line, make sure to make a hank of it right here where I need it. Very simple, just wrap it around my hand and do a couple wraps around like this, and at the very end I stick my finger in, wrap around it. When I come back, put it through where my finger was. Basically just a overhand knot. Keeps your line nice and organized so it's there when you need it. Time for second breakfast. For this round of breakfast, I am going to make eggs, got some Gouda cheese, and a wrap. I have peppers and onions, but I think I'm going to save those actually for dinner tonight. I would actually rather have them. And I think instead of making a scramble, I'm just going to straight up fry these eggs. And I have my custom egg transport blue painter's tape and remnant of like the kind of container that you buy them in the store. Let's see if they survived, because this is really the only protection they had. Looks good. They made it. What do you have?
Oh, the new Jack Link's AM breakfast sausage. So I saw this in the grocery store. I thought I'd pick it up. Dried breakfast sausage. They tell you on the back you can heat it up in a pan. So we're gonna try that too.
Okay. So we do have some sausage with our eggs here. Okay, I think this pan is probably hot enough. Oh yeah, definitely hot enough. You can tell by how the oil is going. Fine already. You know how I always say in my videos, it's all about temperature control. Well, I'm not doing a good job with temperature control right now.
Well, you're just proving your point.
I did scorch the side of this pan a little bit. A little salt and pepper. Just a little bit of cayenne, just to kick them up a bit. Gouda with the MRE bag as a cutting board. So, give it a little clean. This cheese has been unrefrigerated now for about 24 hours or so. Seems okay. Ooh, those eggs looking bad. They're looking dangerous.
Could be.
I think they're done enough. They'll finish up in the pan. Man, that pan is a mess. Put the lid on, let that cheese kind of steam up. So this is a custom made.
Yeah, beer can.
Look at that thing
One
go.
of those skinny beer cans, like the energy drink size one.
And you just have the clean canteen as a coffee pot.
Yep. Full of grounds in water. We're gonna try to balance it on top there.
Oh yeah, I see them in there. Wow, I can feel the heat from that.
Yeah, it's ready to go. We got very carefully.
This is precarious.
Yeah, good thing you got the camera on it.
Yep, I want to document
make
when
it
you
work.
spill this.
So no one touch it.
It actually helps for convection.
What's happening over here? Breakfast is what's happening over here.
Do you want to heat my MREs in that pan?
Sure. The next thing we have going on is
MRE potatoes.
MRE potato. It's like a hash, basically, right?
Casserole.
You got some eggs over here. And Andy's now got some sausages going on over here. I love how both Andy and I's pans have the same scorch mark in them.
Make home fries out of those. Without, you know, or just use the dry potato. I'm a sucker for that fake cheese stuff. So.
Santa Fe rice and beans.
Oh man,
That's a good deal.
this definitely passes the taste test. So I got a fried egg with Gouda cheese on it. I got Andy's dehydrated sausage, which is great. It tastes like a breakfast sausage. And a big couple scoops dumped on there of MRE hash. It's amazing. I love it.
Good second breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Good teamwork too. We use like something that each of us brought to make one amazing meal. I'm a little concerned about what's happening with this alcohol stove over here.
Oh baby.
You're holding it in there.
Yeah,
You're holding it together, but just
wants-
barely.
It wants to stay. Trust me. And, yeah.
Cool. Now time to clean this pot. Look at this mess I got. Mmm. Tasty. Time to go into shorts mode. It's not even noon and it's getting hot already. We are currently just came around this side trail, came down to this trail, and we're camping right over here. And we want to try and find a base camp where we can stay for 2 nights. I think we're going to this area around here somewhere. Even when you're out in the bush, you still got to take care of personal hygiene. I brush my teeth every time I go camping. Refreshing. For old pal Smokey the Bear has taught us anything, it's to always put out your fire with water. So I got this MRE pouch, some creek water. Make sure this is fully out before we leave this camp. Best way to douse out your fire is to give it a good dose of water. Stir it up. Make sure you got any of those hot spots exposed to the water. And repeat. And then we know that fire is completely out. Definitely not worried about any forest fires here. Do one last patrol around. Make sure everything's just as we found it. Actually, it's better than how we found it because when we found it, people had left a bunch of trash here. Yeah, it just, for some reason when I went to move my pack this morning, I was like, it actually feels heavy. Alrighty guys, what do you think?
Ready? Good.
About time to hit the trail. Only about 12:30. We're on vacation, right? Yeah. No reason to rush. Taking a leisurely pace. Alrighty. See you out on the trail. So this was our side trail. Boy, that would be easy to miss, huh?
This is really cool terrain to be hiking through. We're going through these open fields and then through these like high areas of brush. It's interesting. We are heading southwest, right?
I think we're here.
So yeah, I mean that looks about southwest to me.
Yeah.
Following this sort of flat land at the bottom of the hill here with the river at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
A river.
Kind of tracing
Creek.
the creek. So as long as we keep the creek close over there, we should be.
Let's hit it. How you doing back there, Andy?
Good.
Man, this really is awesome. The views. I gotta show you guys this. Got to do a map check at every trail junction just to make sure we're doing the right thing. So we are right there, that intersection, and we are going to make a right-hand turn and head to the southwest. I'm going to do a little pan around of what we're looking at right now. I mean, we are completely in the middle of an open field with no clouds and no shade. Dave, you gotta do some fishing?
Find a worm, man. You got a hook.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just taking advantage of some of that shade back there.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Stopping for a little snack break at this pretty cool campsite here. Another shout out to a local business, this Big Sky Bread Company. This stuff is awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
Drinking my first filtered water of the trip. Wish me luck, boys. Not bad. Still pretty cool.
So, Sawyer Mini,
Nothing swimming in there.
Sorry, man, looks good.
good purchase.
We'll see monkeys.
Yeah. No paramecium.
It's all about.
Mangoes, sweet and tangy.
You stick guys?
Super snack. Here, I'm gonna give these back to you. I'll eat this whole bag if you let me.
We got another one, so
Thanks, man.
yeah, make sure to bring two.
Oh man, jerky?
Also got a bunch of dried apricots too, like usual.
You guys are too good to me.
Wow.
We could do a Wilderness Field Journal episode of us watching the Wilderness Field Journal. It's like
Watching
some sort
the
of
show in
mind
the bush.
twist. So, do you guys know why it's called the Dolly Sods?
I don't know.
Dolly Parton playing a bunch of soccer.
That is a common misconception, actually. It's called the Dolly Sods because this area was inhabited by the Dolly family many years ago. and I guess they owned a fair amount of this land. And these open, sort of marshy meadows in a high plateau are known as sods. So, the sods that the Dollys lived in, Dolly Sods. At the trail junction, we are making good headway. We are right about here where these two trails converge, and we're going to start hiking this way and maybe find some camping and definitely water down in there, which is down that way. This is kind of the first sort of technical stuff we've really had on this trip. Steep stuff.
Jackpot.
That's what we're looking for.
Jackpot.
Flowing water.
Terminal style.
Wow. Yep, we're gonna camp somewhere near this, that's for sure. Wow. Yes. That is a sight for sore eyes.
Oh man, I just want to take a swim right there right now.
That's beautiful. Especially after sweating on that hike. You think you spotted a camp? We are basically straight up bushwhacking now.
Yeah, wow. It's a little overgrown.
A little overgrown. Let's see what's back here. Dave thinks he spotted something. So we're gonna go through. If this is something, this is where we want to camp because that means nobody else will be back here. Let's take a look. Aha! This looks promising. Fire pit.
Oh, yes. This could be it.
Looks like a good hammock spot. Plenty of trees to hang from. What do you think, Andy?
I'm fine with this.
What do you think?
I like it.
Alrighty. This might be our base camp for the next 2 days. Well, 3 days actually. 2 nights, 3 days. Let's just take a little look around, assess what we have. It's 3 o'clock. Time to relax and enjoy our new camp. I'm gonna make myself a cocktail. So we got key ingredients here. Try and get all the pine needles and stuff out of the cup. Emergency with vitamin D. Definitely want a healthy beverage. So that's what I'm going to start with. Add a healthy dose of boiled creek water. Yeah, you want plenty of that. And some Jefferson's bourbon. What should we call this cocktail?
Creekside Cabaret.
The Dolly Sods Special.
Soddy Dolly.
Soddy Dolly. Well, cheers to you guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's got a unique flavor. Cheers to you guys for coming out here.
Cheers to you. Happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
Katonko.
Tatanka? Why, thank you. Let me just bust a chunk of that off.
Oh, you can have the whole thing. I got it in threes.
Fair enough. Mmm.
Jalapeno Katonka bar. Turkey and buffalo with cranberries.
That's awesome.
And jalapeno.
Ooh. It's like got the sweet at first, and then it comes on with the heat. Mmm. Very good. Thank you. Man, Dave, you have had that seat cushion forever.
As long as I've had the pack.
Here, let me let you through here.
6, 17 years. Yeah, it's done all right.
So I'm going to take a look at the map here and see what we did today. I mean, I don't think we went much more than 2 miles today. What do you think?
Nah. Probably
Are
about
we in your circle?
I don't know. I actually am not looking at that map right now. Let me take a look.
I think
Um,
cross is over. I don't know if we got that far.
no, we're like right on the edge of that circle. So I took one of these maps, I don't know if you can see that, and marked it up so that it marked where we're going to hike and where we're going to camp and all that stuff. Printed them out. Yeah, we're right on the edge of my circle, right there. So we made it in, just barely. 2.5 miles. I mean, that's not a lot of distance. But we weren't really trying to crush miles on this trip. We just wanted to kind of get out here and be out in the woods and relax. Like I said in my gear video for this trip, I hike to camp. I don't camp to hike. Some more rocks. It's looking good. I think that's going to make a real good fire pit.
Close it up a little bit.
What are you thinking? Yeah, and it's open on the front here so that where we're sitting back behind the camera here, we almost have like a woods couch with the heater right in front of us. Gets chilly tonight, we'll be nice and cozy.
Just like Christmas.
Hopefully the smoke's not heading this way. That would kind of suck. The question we need to ask ourselves now is, what are we going to do tomorrow? We are in a pretty good place right now because we just showed up at our base camp. We have all night tonight to relax and just get set up and situated here. And then we have all day tomorrow to do whatever we want to do out here in the Dolly Sods. And then we have tomorrow night and then we leave the next day. So we really have from sun up till sundown here in the Dolly Sods tomorrow, free to do whatever we want. We can go for an epic day hike to a cool overlook. We can go for a shorter day hike. We can go on multiple ones. We could just sit around camp and be lazy all day tomorrow. I mean, this is our vacation. So, I guess we're going to discuss it and think of what we want to do. Got any awesome ideas? Battery exhausted.
Oh.